Hello everybody, and welcome to a very special episode of Hashinshin titled Reddit is Very Stupid. I saw a post on Reddit that was so stupid, with so many upvotes, people giving it awards, and so many stupid replies, I had to actually sit down and make an actual reply to it, because this was literally causing me physical pain to read through this, that so many people were agreeing with this. This is full of so much stupidity and factual inaccuracies that I'm just gonna laugh at this, because I can't believe Reddit is actually upvoting and looking at this shit. This post is a day old, there's still 25 people here. So let's go through this. What is this post? Grievous wounds just does not feel good to build. Everyone still heals absurd amounts regardless. Now I want to talk about this for a second. Right before we even go into this, I want to talk about this. Do the people who talk about grievous wounds, are you actually aware mentally? Have you actually accepted the fact that grievous wounds is not supposed to reduce healing to 0? It is supposed to counter healing and reduce it. You are not supposed to build grievous wounds and suddenly healing champions don't heal and now you can easily walk up and kill them without any outplay or anything like that. You are not supposed to beat these champions by just building this item. In the same way that building QSS does not make Mordekaiser just disappear from the game, you can't just build grievous wounds and Aatrox will just go like, ah, just explode and it's now a 5v4. Okay, so let's talk about this. Add to it that they're continuously nerfing it over and over while making healing way and way more potent. They aren't, actually. I think anyone who's even understanding how the game functions at all, has read patch notes or anything, knows that healing actually has been nerfed repeatedly over and over. First lifesteal, then healing as a whole on every single champion. Runes, everything, every way to heal has been nerfed. But let's talk. What is his argument for how healing is getting stronger? Each point of HP is worth more when you have high resists. Okay, so I actually want to talk about this for a second. This guy doesn't understand that both him and his opponent got more armor, okay? If you got more armor, that means that the person with lifesteal or omnivamp does less damage to you, so he heals for less. Now, the less healing he has is then stronger because he also got 10 armor, but you are mentally aware that because you have armor, you're taking less damage, and then they heal for less. Did that never occur to him? This is in the first sentence. The first sentence just doesn't even... It's like his thought process, the cogs were turning in his head. He got halfway through the thought, and then it was just like, ah! And he just stopped, and he was like, that's broken. I would rather have an item with terrible base stats and 60% grievous wounds than the hogwash at Esmeralda and Thornmail. Well, I wouldn't, actually, because I wouldn't actually enjoy a game where you can build an extremely shit item with like 10 health, 10 damage, but then you remove all healing. That would feel very unfun to build. And that would feel extraordinarily unfun to fight. Imagine if there was an item that gave no stats, cost 3,000 gold, and just rooted your champion for 10 seconds. Boy, that wouldn't feel fun to play as an AD carry, would it? I mean, you could argue, oh, but they're giving up an entire item, so it's balanced. Does the balance feel fun, though? The game is supposed to be fun. But I actually want to talk about this as well. Let's go over here. I want to look at Thornmail. Thornmail went from 60% grievous wounds to 40% grievous wounds, but the bonus armor damage was changed to from 10% to 20%. Now, I don't need to tell you guys, tanks are doing much stronger this patch. No small part in that due to Thornmail doing nearly double the damage. And here's the other problem. If Thornmail is doing significantly more damage on the thorns, you are aware that even though it's reducing less healing, that it's returning more damage, and that more damage will compensate for less healing debuff. Instead of healing for 10 more, they'll take 20 damage back. So they might actually heal for hypothetically 10 more per auto, but then they're taking 20 more damage from that auto attack. So they'll see 100 healing instead of 90, but then they'll take 20 more damage. So they're actually healing less. Once again, are the cogs turning in your head there, my dude? Playing a game without an enchanter plus chemtech versus even a single champion that gets vaguely tanky and has some kind of healing, either in their kit or through their items, is one of the most miserable experiences in the game. You can tell this dude is an AD carry because the most miserable experience in the game is fighting Kog'Maw or Vayne with an Omen, possibly a Force of Nature. That's probably the most miserable experience, when the AD carry can just deadass stand in front of you and just beat the fucking shit out of you with % health damage, potentially with an enchanter chain shielding them. I'd like to see you try to heal through that, buddy. I think that could be agreed. Yes, fighting Vayne is probably the most miserable experience in the game. Yep. But okay, let's go on. To be clear, I have no issues with people being more tanky. Yet you do, because healing is tankiness. A lot of champions don't get more armor and magic resist or health, they get more healing. And that would be boring if the only way to make every champion tankier was to just give them more armor and magic resist. That would be boring. That's how the game used to be. It was quite boring, I assure you. I have an issue with how potent healing has been and seemingly will continue with items like Gore Drinker, Sunderer, and Death's Dance. Okay, let's actually talk about this. Gore Drinker's healing has been nerfed by a straight 20% last patch. So not this current patch, but the one before that. So, 20 days ago? 20 days ago, Gore Drinker's healing got nerfed by 20%. It hasn't even been a month. Seemingly will continue to be. Gore Drinker got nerfed by 20% this month. Sunderer got nerfed from 7.8% healing to 6%. I actually do know that off the top of my head. So Sunderer also got nerfed by about 20% healing. Now, you could make the argument that people got more health, so it heals for more, and I have done the math a little bit ago. You will heal the same amount as you did before the patch against squishy champions, yes. But the thing is that Sunderer is actually doing worse overall because champions are tankier and they're just going with full sustained damage builds, which Sunderer tends to not actually do that good against. Death's Dance. Now, let's talk about Death's Dance. He's saying Death's Dance is continuing to be broken. Broken! Okay, let's actually, I'm just going to pull up the stats here. It was nerfed from 175% bonus AD is healing to 120%. In other words, a 31%, I did the math, 31% nerf to its healing. It's been reduced by 31%, my dude. Even with the healing debuff changes, it has been nerfed more. So actually, Death's Dance is seemingly still broken. My dude, it went down by 31% in the last month. Yes, I know healing got nerfed in the durability update. He is aware of that. He is mentally aware of that. It was a way to counteract the added base stats, not an actual nerf to healing. What does he mean by this? Because champions got more health, but their healing got nerfed, then their healing didn't get nerfed? Or maybe he's trying to say because people got more armor and magic resist, that the healing nerfs weren't actual nerfs? Now, I could, hypothetically, I could agree that yes, if everyone gets more armor and magic resist, we need a nerf healing to compensate for that. Because yes, your estimated health per point of healing would go up. In other words, if I build 100 armor, then 200 health is worth more. So then healing is worth more. Here's the issue, my dude. If I look up, and this is just as an example, Soraka, healing has been nerfed so goddamn hard on Soraka. They literally had to go back, and it's not even on the wiki. They literally had to go back and hotfix her because they nerfed her healing so hard. 50 flat, and then another 15% AP ratio. Soraka ended up being about, what was that, 47% win rate or some shit? She ended up being almost unplayable. Did they buff Soraka? I think they did. I don't remember. Either way, and just to back myself up on this one, we can see as of this patch, I'm going to look at all ranks just to be fair. We look at this patch, Soraka is 51.26% win rate with the 15th highest pick rate. Before, in patch 12.9, Soraka was 51.8%, so a higher win rate with a higher pick rate. In other words, Soraka's win rate and her pick rate have gone down, not up. In fact, Soraka is now a weaker champion. So what do you in other words, what are you bitching about? No, you don't actually know what this means. You don't know what you're talking about. You literally don't know math, my dude. Like you understand the fundamentals of math, but you don't understand what it actually means. Not an actual nerf to healing, but it was. And we can see that, yes, Soraka has gone down in win rate and pick rate, even at the low ranks where she typically should be doing better. If we go to Masters Plus on this patch, we can see Soraka is down here at a negative win rate. Negative win rate, 12th highest pick rate. If we go to 12.9, Soraka was a 51% win rate. So at the low ranks, Soraka is doing slightly worse. At the high ranks, she's doing significantly worse. What are you talking about? It feels bad to play against, and the counters to it feel even worse to build. No, it feels bad. Let me explain this. You think that because you build a healing debuff, Soraka should just fucking evaporate as a champion and cease to exist. That's not how it works. You need to play against her, you need to dive her, you need to kill her, you need to actually play well. You can't just build a healing debuff. If you think it feels bad because you feel entitled to automatically defeat Soraka because you built a healing debuff, that's on your end. Those are your expectations not being met because you are not, well, smart. These trends are not compatible with the solo queue environment. Really, what trends? With the trend of healing getting nerfed, but then healing debuffs also getting nerfed, so that you don't only need to build healing debuffs every game, freeing up itemization and making champions more free to build how they actually want. That's not compatible with the solo queue environment. Are you saying that everyone needs to build an enchanter with the Chempank Putrefier? Because even then, we're seeing, I'll get into it in a second, where half your team is of one tricks and the other half like a champions, like when it's their turn to pick. He's saying that everyone needs to play an enchanter with Chempank Putrefier or solo queue isn't playable, but let's look into this. If we're looking at Masters Plus, this patch, where just as an example, everyone, we should assume that enchanters are being picked the most if they're truly overpowered, right? We can see 1, 2, it's 3, 4, 5, 6. We see 6 out of 10. But if we, oh wait, that was the last patch. So if we go to this patch, we're seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Same amount. The exact same amount. And instead, we're actually seeing Rakan is now up here. We're also seeing Ashe up here. In fact, we're not seeing Chempank Putrefier being needed to perform, but actually we're seeing literally the same amount of enchanters. So what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Let's go down here. I'll gladly dodge Mundo Q all day as long as Gore Drinker plus Death Dance Abusers gets what's coming. I lose to them, so they're overpowered. Okay, you're a fucking idiot. Let's look at this one. So let's go to current patch. Let's look at all ranks, because I'm assuming he's low rank. On current patch, all ranks, how many Gore Drinker plus Death Dance Abusers can you find? Well, let's see. There's Fiora, there's Set, and that's literally it. Oh, actually, that was a trick. I just tricked you. My bad. Sorry, guys. I actually just tricked you. See, because Set is actually now going Stridebreaker into Titanic, with Gore Drinker Death Dance doing noticeably worse. Yes, he actually got what was coming to him, which was his core build got nerfed into the ground. Gore Drinker Death Dance is now significantly weaker. That is inarguable. Stridebreaker Titanic Hydra is now doing significantly better. In fact, he does seem to have gotten what's coming to him. But, you might be saying, but what about in the jungle? Yeah, in the jungle, Gore Drinker does the answer. Well, okay, so, okay, we see Kayn at a 50% win rate. And I actually looked into this. While the Gore Drinker Death Dance build is doing better, so Rost is doing better at the low ranks. Once you actually go to the high ranks, Blue Kayn is actually doing better. So the pick rate on Prowlers goes up substantially the higher rank you go, but more importantly, more people are building Manamune, aka Blue Kayn. More people are doing that the higher rank you go. Once we look from there, we can see Lee Sin at a 45% win rate, and once again, that's it. Oh, the Gore Drinker Death Dance Abusers, we see potentially up to 4. I'm not going to go through mid, I'm not going to go through bot, I'm not going to go through support, but potentially we see up to 4 of them being picked. But again, Set isn't actually doing it, so it's actually 3 of them being picked. Only 3, including Fiora, who's basically cheating because she's broken as fuck and is literally ruining the game. But 3 in the top 10 in 2 roles. So that's 50 of the top 10, because each role would have a top 10. So we're seeing 3 of 50 are building Gore Drinker's Death Dance. In other words, out of the 100, 6%. 6% of the top 10 is currently building Gore Drinker Death Dance. And we are seeing that it is being outperformed at the high ranks, with most champions losing it. What the fuck are you talking about? They got what's coming. They're basically unplayable. Oh! Now I actually want to show you something else though, and this is what's interesting. He'll say, yeah, but what about Aatrox? Yeah, what about Aatrox? Okay, well, let's actually talk about Aatrox. Here's what this gets shocking. Not only is Aatrox a 48% win rate, which, by the way, carries over to Masters Plus. He's not doing good. But here's the other problem. If we look at, let's look at, I guess at Plat Plus he is 49%. I'll give him that. So if we look at all ranks, we can actually see that once again, actually, Death Stance is getting significantly outperformed by Cyrilda's second, being matched by Black Cleaver's second, and actually Eclipse is significantly outperforming Gore Drinker at the low ranks. Once we go to Masters Plus, we can see in addition to that, Death Stance is being wildly outperformed by Black Cleaver and Cyrilda's, and Eclipse is still, in fact, outperforming it. So we can see that Aatrox, the champion that will be whined about here, I guarantee he will be whined about here, isn't even using Gore Drinker plus Death Stance, and is only around the Plat level from what I've seen here. He's only being even playable. He's still 49%, so he's not even 50%. But let's read through the rest of these, okay? I think they wanted to use this patch to test, to see how much all champions are healing with the new Grievous wounds, rather than a blanket nerf healing again. Because as we saw, healing from champions isn't really equal to each. He's right, actually. I did the math right here. When healing debuffs were 40%, you could heal 60% of your damage dealt. This is Conqueror, this is Death Stance, this is Ravenous Hydra, and this is Blade of the Ruined King. You could heal upwards of 60% of your health as damage. On current patch, you heal 8% on Conqueror, 0% on Death Stance, because it's only the healing after a kill, which, as we've seen, has been reduced by 31%. Then you can heal 10% on Ravenous Hydra, and lastly, an 8% on Blade of the Ruined King. So, when healing debuffs were 40%, you could heal 60% of damage. When healing debuffs were 40% again, you can heal 30% of your damage. Boy, that's a big... Wait, no, actually that's literally half. Yep, wow, they got buffed so much that it got reduced to literally half of what it used to be. What are you talking about? But let's actually go on. I want to show you AD carries. AD carries used to heal 12% lifesteal. I'll put a little ADC modifier here. They used to heal 12% from runes, then another 14% from runes, and then they would heal, what was shield bow? I think it was 12%. So AD carries with a shield bow used to be able to heal at the beginning of last season. That's 38%. So they could heal 38%. At current patch, they can heal 6% on the lifesteal rune, 0% on the Omnivamp rune, and 8% on shield bow for a total of that is significantly lower. But it gets better. Remember, shield bow originally actually had 15% lifesteal once you proc the shield. So actually, I lied to you again just to make it seem even less absurd. Yeah, they actually healed for, what was that, 40, 50, 53%? 53%? They used to be able to heal for 53%. Just off only shield bow and runes, they could heal 53%. They can now heal 14%. Boy, that's a huge buff. They're clearly healing much more now. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Let's go there. Yeah, I'm basically never buying it anymore. If they run a lot of heals, I just play Ignite. I think the Grievous Wounds items were already very bad, but now it's just, what if I waste some money? He's right, dude. If you build Chempunk Chainsword, you will waste money. Chempunk Chainsword is only 125% gold efficient. Oh, right. See, he forgot to mention that Chempunk Chainsword got 10 more damage and 10 more ability haste for its Grievous Wounds going down from 50 to 40. That's right. This item is now, if you literally never use a healing debuff at all, if you literally never use a healing debuff, this item is 125% gold efficient. At 2,600 gold. Now, most of the hyper gold efficient items are the really expensive ones at like 3,600. This one's that efficient at 2,600. So basically, Chempunk Chainsword now compares to Black Cleaver. It has 150 less health, 5 less ability haste, but 10 more damage, coming in with 400 less gold. That 400 less gold you could use, by the way, to buy a ruby crystal to equalize the health difference between Black Cleaver and Kempunk Chainsword. So effectively, you're trading the very powerful armor shred from Black Cleaver for a healing shred and less gold. But it feels bad to build because you didn't do basic math. You didn't actually go and look at how gold efficient it is. You're wasting money by buying an extremely efficient item. What? It's important to know that this change is an investment for the future of the game. It's so they can balance the game on a 40% grievous wounds, which allows team healing effects to be ignored instead of being forced to build every single game. Yeah, that's literally the point. Yes, it would be a nightmare for 3 to 5 patches, but in the future, it will be like old times. Yeah, okay, so once again, in the old times, you could heal for 60%. On current patch, you can heal for 30%. This had a 40% healing debuff. This has a 40% healing debuff. If we want it to be like the old times, the thing is, we're going to have to literally double healing. No, I'm not joking. If you used to play champions like Camille or Jax, you should know that you literally used to be able to out-heal 1 or even 2 champions in a 1v1. I'm not even mentioning, by the way, Wit's End, which used to heal for 100% of the on-hit damage. Yes, 100%. If you guys remember back, you used to be able to heal straight up, dead-ass, out-heal 100% of damage dealt to you. Now, you literally heal for half. What are you talking about? What? The old times, we'd have to double healing to reach. Do you guys want a double healing? What? It's not supposed to feel good. It's a counterbot. Yes, somebody finally gets it. It's also not supposed to just be an instant win against people who are buying healing or have built it. This guy finally gets it. Look, Mr. Chris, you're the smartest motherfucker in this thread. In a sea of goddamn morons, you are the lone light of my heart. Please, why does... Okay, so then why does Kraken Slayer, Blade of the Ruined King, and LDR tear through tanks? Because you're buying 3 items with massive sustain damage. If you swapped out just, for example, a healing debuff and you went Kraken Slayer, Blade of the Ruined King, and Mortal Reminder, if you did that, I promise you, you would also tear through Aatrox. In fact, if you go Kraken Slayer, Blade of the Ruined King, and LDR, you'll still tear through Aatrox. How much do you think I'm healing? Not that much. Not enough to survive this much sustained damage. I will have to kill you or I will die. That is the point. You're trying to kill me, I'm trying to kill you, I'm trying to slightly out-heal your healing so you die first. You're trying to kill me before I out-heal you. Grievous Wounds is really weak right now and feels awful. I mean, if you're trying to reduce all healing to 0, yes, but you're not supposed to do that. Kempunk Chainsword, look at this item. This is a crazy efficient item. Look at Thornmail. Thornmail gives 10% bonus armor return plus 10. If you have a mere 200 bonus armor, which can be achieved in 2 items right now, by the way, with the mythic and then 2 armor items, you can easily get to 200 bonus armor, and it won't even be hard. You can do, yes, 50 return damage on hit, whereas you used to do 30. Thornmail is actually very powerful right now, and we're seeing, once again, that a lot of champions who use it they've actually gone up in power, because Thornmail is no longer a dedicated anti-healing item. It's an anti-healing item that also does a decent chunk of Thorns damage. And if it's still weak, if I'm wrong, we can go ahead and buff it again. That's the point. The issue with balancing on Grievous Wounds being freely available and strong is that some champions' entire kits are based on healing. Yes! Like Soraka, Aatrox, and Mundo. To balance them around Grievous Wounds would mean their healing is insane if you don't buy it, so it's kind of a tough issue. Yes, Aatrox could literally, mathematically, heal to full off hitting Gore Drinker, I think, on like 3 or 4 champions. That's before Gore Drinker has been nerfed, that's before Aatrox has been nerfed, any of that. As of right now, he can heal, I think, maybe 40 to 50% of his health on hitting, like 4 champions. That's the point. The healing he's gotten is about half as much, but in return, healing debuffs have been nerfed. That's fair. As we've seen with win rates, he's not overpowered right now by any stretch of the imagination. His pick rate is down, and his win rate is way down. I shouldn't say way down. His pick rate and his win rate have gone down. The bigger issue is that so many champions have access to healing rather than a select few. Why? Why is that an issue? Why is being able to heal an issue? Why is that an issue for you? The shit's been in the game The new champions, I don't think the new champions they've added have even healed, have they? I mean, like, Viego's got his passive, I guess. Yone doesn't have any healing. Set has no healing. Seraphine has had self-heal on like a 30-second cooldown. I don't even know what Belveth does because I'm trying to read that later tonight. You know, I'll open that up like a book, but for now, I don't know what she even does. Grievous Wounds is a dog shit mechanic anyway. Remove it from the game and just nerf healing across the board. I do think there is room for Grievous Wounds to exist, but I do agree that it is a dog shit mechanic. It's been dog shit ever since World of Warcraft. It's not meant to be in games like League of Legends. The thing is, it's meant to be in games like World of Warcraft, where healing is quite overpowered for raids, but then in PvP, they give you healing debuffs so that you can't just chain heal everybody to full. That's been the balance, is that they keep heals overpowered for raids, and then they give everyone in PvP a healing debuff. Yes, but in this game, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, the sense isn't really there. I feel like we should have a couple more patches, 30-50% before this. No, actually, because the healing champions, we buffed Gore Drinker this patch, and we nerfed healing debuffs, and Aatrox is still doing worse. As more and more people adjust to not force-feeding healing debuffs, and more people build optimized sustained damage builds, healing champions, as we've seen, I'm pretty sure I did show you guys, healing champions, let's go through it again. If we go to pick rate, and we look at this, we can see healing champions overall are not dominating. Let's go to Masters Plus. We can see healing champions are not dominating. We can see Aatrox is doing questionable. Fiora's broken, but it's Fiora. Gangplank's only got his W. Darius is quite overpowered right now, but I don't think that's because of his healing. Camille doesn't heal. Jax doesn't heal. Gwen's nerfed into the ground because, yeah, actually, I mean, she was pretty overpowered. Yone doesn't heal. Kayle has her W, I guess. And Olaf is going way down. He was hotfixed, and he's already at 50%. He's going to end this patch around 49%. Irelia, I mean, the most broken champions we can see here are shockingly the ones that do massive sustain damage, and also Ornn, because we buffed all tank items, and now he's doing pretty good. So, yeah, no, actually, we did need to do this nerf. Healing champions were suffering really hard. I just want healing value nerf back down to okay values. You got powercraft in response to the idiotic grievous wounds buff, and now it's still silly. Okay, but once again, we can see, no, it didn't. No, it didn't. I don't know what you're talking about. Omnivamp is totally gone from runes. Lifesteal has gone from 12% to 6%. In runes alone, it's been reduced to what, like a fourth of what it used to be? Less, actually? Like, it's down to like 20% of what you used to be able to get. So like 80% of healing has been removed from runes, and then on items, it's been reduced by half or more. Where is all this healing they're talking about? Even Triumph has been nerfed. Triumph was 12%, now it's 10%. Even Triumph got nerfed. What are you guys talking about? What are you talking about? In yesterday's clash, we got against a Red Cane and a Yumi after 20 minutes and we're unkillable. Okay, then you're bad. I'm sorry, you're bad. Dude, you got outplayed. They outplayed you. Don't bitch about healing. You're bad. You got outplayed. Admit it. Mentally come to the acceptance that you were outplayed, that your opponent played well, they played better than you, and it's not because Riot has something against you personally. You were not robbed. You were outplayed. Played a game versus Raka, Olaf, Aatrox, Viego. Grievous Wounds did nothing at all. Basically set me back 800 gold. Okay, but that's mathematically impossible. Executioner's Calling is 20 damage. Remember that. A pickaxe is 875 gold. Executioner's Calling is 800. So you save 75 gold, you lose 5 damage, and then you get a 25% healing debuff. And you're telling you this set you back, this hurt you? You nerfed all healing by 25% at the cost of 5 damage. You don't think that 5 damage was worth a 25% Grievous Wounds. You don't think that at all. You don't. Cogs in the head, turn them, buddy. Let's go here. You know what they should do? Remove it and balance healing around being fully effective. Yeah, I mean, that's what I've been saying for years now, actually. That's what I've been saying. Grievous Wounds got nerfed significantly more than healing, to be honest. No. No. Yeah, at this point, not appreciate if Riot followed up with a complete removal of Grievous Wounds or another set of fiends. Yeah, okay, more people want. Yeah, that's actually, you guys are coming to the correct conclusion, but you're coming there from a salty bitch position. They made items with Grievous Wound have strong stats, so that I'm willing to build them just for the stats. I mean, the AP item gives 90 AP and 300 gold. Yeah, No, this guy has it. The AD one sucks balls with 9 upvotes. 9 of y'all dipshits upvoted this. It is 125% gold efficient for 2,600 gold. My God. My God. My God. You are stupid. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. I'm getting a heart attack from reading this shit, dude. It's getting hot in here. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna be done. That's it. That's this entire video. Make sure to like. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to really leave a comment down below. Give me your thoughts. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? I don't know. Is this inflammatory? I don't know. But make sure to subscribe to my Patreon. Remember, if you join me on Patreon, you will help me decide the videos that are coming out. You can see a link in the description that will help me immensely from your $3 a month. Additionally, if you subscribe to me on Patreon, you can message me and I will answer all your questions individually. I will give you a personal reply for $3 a month. Wow. If more of you guys do that, I might have to stop that. But for now, yes, if you give me a message on Patreon, we will personally help you. That's it. We'll just personally help you. Thank you to my YouTube members and thank you to everybody who watches. Thank you all. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Goodbye, everybody.